And now a few words from our sponsors. Thank you. This episode is being brought to you by Eric Easley of the Easley Real Estate Team with the Real Estate Group. This team consists of Eric, Jamie Murphy, and Caitlin Fry. They can be reached at 217-971-3256 or at theeasleysalesteam.com. Eric was a standout quarterback and shortstop at Southeast back in the mid-90s and later starred at Western Illinois in baseball. Also one of the best umpires around this area for many years, teaming up with Bobby Erickson. He sold houses for all kinds of baseball dudes in the area. The Knadler brothers, Justin and Jason, Ryan Murphy, Todd Schneller, the Savota family. And when it was time for Corey to sell his house and buy his new house, there's only one place he went. That's Eric Easley and the Easley Real Estate Team. So go see these guys for all your real estate needs. We really appreciate you. We are also brought to you by Cornerstone Financial Services. This is my good buddy Ryan Kaiser, who has 18 years in the business. They are located at 2001 West Monroe Street, 217-718-4670. This is an absolute baseball family, the Kaiser family. They're Cubs crazy. They're part of the Arsenal family. Ryan specializes in retirement planning, estate planning, is a certified financial planner, and does wealth management. There's over 60 years of experience in that building with other financial services guys. Please go see them for anything you might have in this field. We really appreciate you. Big fan of Ryan Kaiser. We are also brought to you by Cardinal Cleaning. They can be reached at cardinalcleaningonline.com and 217-679-6567. The owner-operator, Adam Springer, local baseball dude, family friend, stand out at Chatham Glenwood in the mid-90s. Also had a stellar career at Rend Lake and Kentucky Wesleyan. Cardinal Cleaning can take care of any cleaning needs you have. Home, business, restaurant, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever you need, they can take care of you. Get a hold of Cardinal Cleaning. They'll do the rest. We are also brought to you by Matt Brewer. Matt is an attorney here in town at the law offices of Stephen Kelly. Matt exclusively practices in the areas of personal injury and workers' compensation. He can be reached at 217-544-8000 or mbrewer@stephenkelly.com. I loved competing against this guy growing up. He was an SHG grad, 2002, stud in football and baseball. Went on to star for Dan Callahan at SIU Carbondale, and then had a one-year career pitching in the Diamondbacks organization. I ran into this guy the other day. He looks like he could still lace him up. We appreciate you, Matt. We are also brought to you by Body Cemetery, located at 2201 West White Oaks Drive, bodycemetery.com. More specifically, Chad Marshik, the owner, head trainer. This guy is just amazing on so many levels. He is capable of training anyone from a child to a pro athlete to just your normal everyday person to the elderly. And not only is he a trainer, but he is also adept with, physical therapy, nutrition. Everything is going to be customized to you and what you need. There's a movement analysis when you first come in to address any deficiencies you have. It's all customized. Chad is the most positive, happy guy I've ever been around. Body Cemetery will get you right. I would, put my faith in Chad and his trainers any day. So go to bodycemetery.com, get set up. Chad, we appreciate you. Thank you.
Like when I know a guy's living down, I'm like, all right, I got to see this guy up a little bit more.
Yeah.
When a guy's throwing up, I know, like, all right, I need to see him down. So I think it evolves, but at the same time, like, I'm still trying to hit a backspin line drive off the pitcher's forehead,
yep,
which is what Coach Elliott talked about all the time.
Yep.
I was probably too stubborn as a high schooler to understand it.
Yeah.
But once I found out, like, all right, that keeps me on a lot of pitches. That keeps my miss, which you're going to miss a lot more than you square up a ball. So
yeah,
that keeps my miss a lot. It creates better misses than so. I think a lot of it is kind of pitcher dependent, but at the same time understanding my strengths. Like, I know I'm better with the ball closer to me, and catching out front, clearing space for it, and also knowing that I can go get a hanger if I need to.
Love that. Who do you train with locally and where?
So I train at Washco with a little bit with Jared Washco.
Are you working out with them, or are you just hitting there?
I'm hitting there a little bit, working with a few kids around there.
Okay.
I lift there 4 days a week, 5 days a week.
Okay.
I'm also close with Coach Carlson over at Rochester.
Mm-hmm.
He's at the High Performance Center.
Yeah.
Very close with the guys out there. Like, we'll go hit out there. I'll go to Pawnee a little bit and go hit and stuff like that. And I'll go up to Heartland, go up to Cade.
That's awesome.
Like,
So you're getting a little bit from everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Taking it all in.
I'm very big on routines, and that kind of varies up my routine a little bit of seeing different places, different perspectives.
Yeah,
so.
That's awesome. What are you doing strength and conditioning wise to get ready for your first full pro season?
So a lot of it is just maintaining. The Rangers strength and conditioning program, I've been doing it. It's incredible.
Okay.
Super in-depth, huge detail, super long workouts, but it's been great. A lot of it is I didn't know how to treat these first full 4 months. Like usually a college winter, you have 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You get right back to it.
Sure.
So it's a lot more accountability on myself, and that's what being around like Ananachi has been so great, is that like he holds me accountable. I see him in there all the time working. We do a lot of stuff together. So yeah, it's been great. A lot more sprints, a lot more not necessarily the strength part. Like the Rangers have told me, like there's a lot of course you could put on more strength, but at the same time being a stable athlete, working on the stability of your body and maintaining health, and so yeah, it's been really great.
What are some of your favorite lifts? What do you think has been the most beneficial weight room stuff for you?
I think split squat is a really good.
Oh man, I love that too.
Is a huge one.
Me too.
Wouldn't say I move the most weight with it, but at the same time I try and move it pretty fast. It's a pretty explosive sport, so
yeah.
I always love a good old dumbbell bench. Try and throw some weight up there. But yeah, I think a lot of it's core. That one's not always my favorite, but
are there any lifts you stay away from?
I'm not big into the Olympic lifts. So I think
I totally agree.
Puts a lot of strain on a lot of different tendons and ligaments, and so
they're also really technically hard to master too.
So hard to master,
and it's like, is it worth like possibly getting hurt? You can do a lot of jumping and plyometrics without that.
Exactly.
To move fast.
So yeah, that was my next point. Like we do a ton of plyometrics, a ton of jumping, a ton of like explosive, short range movement stuff. So. Yeah, the Olympic lifts I kind of stay weary of, but yeah, it's kind of just right now maintaining strength and creating explosiveness.
Love that. Have you ever gone up to the plate thinking I'm going to hit a bomb? You talked about that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the walk off. I was thinking a bomb. I was just saying I'm going to do it. Like whatever happens, I'm going to do it for Pete.
Okay.
I definitely have gone up. I don't think I ever have. Once I learned that, hey, don't do that. I think as a kid, you're always like, oh, I'm gonna go hit a nuke here. And so once I learned that doesn't work, I think whenever I have hit a bomb, it's the time where I don't focus on it.
Yeah, I agree. You have a most memorable bomb?
The walk off. Yeah, that's the one.
So cool, and just so cool hearing Coach Razzo too, like his reaction to it and getting emotional, and the journey that you guys had together was really special. Dinner with 3 former baseball players, dead or alive.
Hold on. I wrote this one down in my notes.
Oh, here we go. You came prepared. I always give these guys the questions in advance because I think it's helpful to think about some of these.
All right. I've already said all 3 of these names today. But Yadier Molina.
Yeah.
Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
Bob Uecker.
Yeah, that's going to be a great dinner.
Just the longevity of baseball. There's 100 years worth of baseball in that on that dinner table. So I think the stories, just being able to be disciplined to be in the game for that long, I think that's what I would love the most.
I'd love to see Yachty as a skipper someday in the big leagues too. It's coming, right?
It's coming soon.
It's coming. Cardinals, just do it. Just bring them up. Best thing to do on bus trips?
Mafia with the boys.
Okay.
It's just a little game that we play. It's about 10 to 15 people. You put your head down and you assign roles, and you basically try the Mafia. You try not to get caught. It's just a fun
I've never heard of this game.
Time passer. It's unreal.
Okay.
You assign 2 assassins that kill townspeople, and you have to rat people out. But it's you have cops and medic. It's
like a board game.
No. So you have somebody. The Godfather stands between the aisles. You have 6 rows of people with their heads down, and he'll pick different roles for people.
Really?
So the medics can save somebody who just got. So every round somebody gets killed, it's just more fun. There's more
Interesting.
arguing, more banter. So that part's fun. But honestly, I'll sit bus trips. I'll probably sit at the front of the bus, back of the bus. I just want to be like around guys. Like,
Yeah.
I want to talk.
In the mix.
I want to watch movies with
Yeah.
them. Like, it's not like I never took a time for granted.
I love that. I always enjoyed the bus trips as well. I thought it was cool to just be, and my era was before phones and stuff, so it really was just like story time and joking around and
Yep.
fun stuff during my time. I always loved the bus trips. Any books on baseball that you really enjoy?
There's one I'm in right now. It's called Heads Up Baseball by Ken Ravizza.
Uh-huh.
A long-time Long Beach State coach. That one's great.
Okay.
A lot of mental side of the game.
Yeah.
But I haven't gone into like many of the baseball books. I am a huge reader. Like
Me too.
one of my buddies from Heartland, Cy Cox, and we go back and forth. I think I read
Well, tell me a couple of your favorite books then.
Atomic Habits.
Oh, I have that too. It's great.
Atomic Habits.
Yeah.
I've done the Goggins books.
Oh, if that doesn't get you motivated, I don't know what will.
No, I've done
Me too.
Extreme Ownership by Jocko.
Yep.
Crucial Conversations.
Mm-hmm.
The Simon Sinek books.
Okay.
I think is What Is Your Why?
So you're trying to better yourself.
I'm trying to better myself.
Yeah.
And that's I count those as baseball
I get
books.
that. Absolutely. 100%.
Because you're bettering your mind, you're bettering your body, your life, so I think that's kind of more the mode, especially with spiritual books. Like David Grishel is an amazing spiritual book writer. So I think reading has been a big thing that I really got into.
I love that. Well, it kind of floats right into my next question then. Tell me, have you done any stuff with like the sports psychology, mental training, stuff like that?
Yeah. So at Heartland, we used to sit down and do, I can't think of his name right now, but he was a big baseball, oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of it. But basically, we would sit down, we'd have a piece of paper as a team. We'd go through and do like mental training. And it was 10 minutes, easy, nothing crazy. But eventually, as you do it as a team, you do, and then guys started doing off the field. It's like, all right, like guys really bought into this.
Mm-hmm.
But Kansas had a guy, a Scooter, like he has had like 2 heart transplants, like has passed away, like in a bad car accident, and he's come back and talking sports psychology.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of talks how sports are bigger than life.
Yeah.
Like when I was going through my hamstring injury and I was really down bad, he was really there to pick me up and like help me out with whatever was going through my head at the time. And so yeah, I've really bought into like the sports psychology stuff and how it really benefits you.
Oh, I totally agree. Do you ever use visualization or positive affirmations or anything like that?
Yeah, no, I definitely visualization. Like I'll cover my eyes with a towel. Like something I'll do before bed is I'm big on like the different things like ice baths and saunas.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
Me too.
I got a red light therapy in my
Do you?
room. Yes.
Oh.
I love it.
Cool.
I love it. And I'll sit there and I'll journal every night, read a book before I go to bed. I don't look at my phone.
Good for you.
And I will basically like visualize me catching balls at Globe Life. Like I'll think about going through at bats, about seeing the ball, and that's something like that.
So cool.
In these 4 months of this like downtime, that's really kept me in the loop. It really, my mind is still there, even though in body I'm not.
Yeah.
So it's been really good. Like visualization's crucial.
What kind of stuff are you journaling? Are you like journaling like what you see yourself in the future, like manifest type stuff, or are you just writing about your day? Or
so I have 3 different journals for like 3 different.
I've got
things.
multiple journals too.
Yes.
Man, we're on the same wavelength here, buddy.
I love it. So I have like a baseball journal, like my accomplishments, what I did in the weight room that day, what am I feeling hitting wise. Then I have like a spiritual journal. I'll sit down with my Bible, usually every morning. Sometimes I'm not the best about it, but sit down, basically write down what I think God's like telling me now. And then I'll have like a night journal where I can decompress about my day, what I did that day, what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
The Rangers have been great about this sports psychology. They have a sheet that they gave me that has all the hours of the day, 6 through 12. In 30-minute increments, and I'll write down what I do in each day.
Oh.
What are the goals, what I'm trying to accomplish? It's like a productivity sheet. And I am huge about that. I'm very, very particular in like my schedule and what I need to accomplish. And I think that not only makes me a better baseball player, but just gets the most out of my life.
Oh, man. One of the coolest things, I mean, this is amazing hearing you talk about all this stuff. I really hope there are clues to why you are so successful and why you are where you're at. So I really hope people listening to this, whether it's dads, whether it's people coming up in baseball, like, these are clues to how you be successful in life and in baseball. So please listen. This guy's dropping gems over here. All right, I always ask guys this. Is it true if you don't use it, you lose it?
Ooh. I'm gonna shoot this back, but what's the term? It's just like riding a bike. I think there's some things that you don't have to do for a while. You may have it still, but I think in order for your mind, you have to be able to use your mind. It's like a muscle, right?
Yeah, for sure. So, do you have a most memorable high school game, college game, pro game?
Oh no. High school games, the state championship.
Sure. Going
down 6-0, fighting back with the boys. Mm-hmm. It was never a panic, never nothing. I gotta go. It may seem repetitive, but the national championship in college was pretty unreal. But and then pro game, most memorable was probably not one of the worst ones, but it wasn't one of the best ones. It was a tainted memory, but we made the most of it. I ran out of pitcher's visits, mound visits. We only get 6 per game. I ran them out in the 7th. I was not on page, language barrier.
Yeah.
And we eventually made through it. We got it. So I don't know. A Latin pitcher, 3 is fastball. Didn't know that until I caught a 97-mile-per-hour fastball. So
thinking it was something else?
Exactly.
Oh, God.
It was one of those where I can't go out there and talk to him about it. So it was one of those where it's I really got through that. Caught a 200-pitch game. It was grueling. It was terrible. But at the same time, that was probably one of my, you control the fire.
Yeah.
That was probably my most memorable pro ball game.
Well said. One of my favorite questions coming up here. Model of bat that you use now, wood bat. We'll start off with, actually, you know what? We'll start with metal. What was your favorite metal bat?
So at Heartland, I used a metal bat for the same. I used a Heartland. I used a Marucci Cat 9.
Okay.
Not the nicest bat, but I hit on the same side, and it was.
Did it get flat?
It got flat, and it was all gray. It was a blue bat, and it got all. And I loved it. I rode that thing till it died.
And they didn't umpires are supposed to check the bats before games, right?
Oh yeah. I don't know how it passed.
It just kept.
No, I didn't juice it. And so that was my favorite metal bat. There was at Kansas, I used a Louisville Slugger that I loved. But now in pro ball, I'm using.
Hey, tell me.
What?
The wood bat, yeah. Let's hear about what you settled on. How did you get there? What other bats did you try along the way?
So I've tried as many bats as I can get my hands on. Mm-hmm. I don't have an agent. I'm not getting bats sent to me.
Okay.
14th rounder. I'm not getting that kind of stuff. Luckily, I got some good buddies that gave me some old hickories and some Maruccis. Okay. But right now I'm settled on Birdman. Birdman bats.
Really?
Yes.
Cool.
I love it.
I know that guy's story.
Oh, yeah. He's great.
Yeah.
Gary Malik is his name. He's great. I love their bats. I've used Homewood up in Chicago a little bit. But Birdman's been great. I swing the Acuna model, RA13.
What? I'm not familiar with that model, so how would you describe it in terms of the barrel, the handle, the knob? So
super balanced bat.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit of end load feel to it, but I'm big on my knobs. I can't have I have to have a full taper knob. I can't have anything that erupts. So I wrap my pinky around the bat.
Oh, the bottom?
Around the bottom of it.
Yeah.
It's weird. I have a huge scar because of it, but that's just something I've always done. Mm-hmm. So Birdman's kind of been that bat company. I'm like, all right, I'm barreling balls. I feel good. My swing feels good. Doesn't feel heavy. But I do swing a drop too. So I'm a 33.5, 31.5.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
So that's going to be not cupped, I imagine.
Not cupped, no. So I need to feel a little bit of weight on it, but I figured there's some physics that say mass times velocity equals,
absolutely. Yeah.
In baseball terms, distance.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so 33.5. We're using 34 or 33 at Kansas?
Kansas, Fitz was big on you have to use 34s, bigger barrel.
Really?
I used a 33 my whole life, and I used a 34, and it worked a little. Okay. It worked, but it was he was pretty stern about that one.
Did you ever do any one-handed stuff, hitting stuff?
I did little drill work.
Mm-hmm.
I was never a huge fan of it.
Okay.
But yeah, it was something that kind of just being myself. I was just never grown to it so much.
Is Sam getting bats?
Sam's getting a few bats. He loves Homewood. Loves Homewood.
Is he sharing the wealth with you a little bit?
We've got some deals going. I'll give him like one or two, and he'll give me a few. But
I already asked you this, but model of gloves used and why? And you said you were a Rawlings guy. Sometimes pro preferred, mostly heart high.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Number of choice and why?
I was asked as a kid in 9U what number would I want. I had zero idea.
Yeah.
So I just chose 3 because Carlos Beltran just got traded to the Cardinals in 2011.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cool. Like I'm just gonna roll with this, and I've just been
rolled it out ever since.
Rolled 3, and then Kansas 3 was taken, so I took 25 because that was my brother's number in high school. Mm-hmm. So and now I'm whatever number they give me now.
Doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah, for sure. Batting glove choice.
Again, whatever I can get my hands on right
Really?
now. It's nothing crazy. I've used the Bruce Bolts.
Tell me about those. Way beyond my time, but everyone seems to be using those now.
Everybody,
what's so special about them?
They're great. There's the leather. It's almost like there's a reason they're the price they are.
Right, they're over $100, aren't they?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So it's not like but you get what you pay for. Sure. So I used them at Heartland a little bit. I loved them. They're just so expensive for me now. So I'm using whatever I can get my hands on. My buddy's got a deal with Franklin batting gloves.
I like Frank's.
So he's been giving me a few of those.
Do you use like a direct protect thumb thing or anything like that?
I use
filled with those. You like those?
Hitters. I can't even think what it's called. Like a hitter's thumb guard, basically.
Yeah, you like that?
I love it.
Do you think it just puts your bat in a good position in your hand, or why?
I think it puts up my bat in a better position. It just eliminates sting in that area. So yeah.
Okay. When it comes to like spikes, turfs, molded cleats, what do you use? Or do you have a combination of them?
I have a combination of them. I love New Balance. New Balance has always been solid.
New Balance too, yeah.
I will only train like pregame stuff. I'll only use like molded cleats.
Right.
I won't ever wear my spikes.
Ever in games?
Turf only molds.
Yeah.
I won't wear metals.
For sure.
I don't. That just feels weird.
Yeah, it does.
So but I do love spikes. I honestly I went over to Underdog Sports the other day and got 3 pairs of spikes there the other day. Just 'cause,
pro baseball player over there getting used baseball spikes.
Getting used baseball spikes. There's nothing's changed. So
cool.
Whatever I can get my hands on. The Shields clearance rack over there. That's where I get my cleats.
What does your pregame hitting routine look like? How do you get right?
So with the Rangers, it's very like we get there at 11 for a 6 o'clock game. Mm-hmm. So I'll go through and I kind of talk about the drills that I really do. I'll do those off flips. Then when it gets to BP, that's kind of more like compete. Mm-hmm. Like we're not very big on like here's a fastball, hit it over the fence. It's more like, hey, this guy's flipping in sliders every now and then, like be ready for it. Mm-hmm. And then the Rangers, we're very fortunate. We have something called iPitch. It's a machine where you can dial in the spin rate, dial in the pitches of the pitcher.
Wow.
But I only go up there and I look. I only watch the ball.
Really?
They use these 1-ounce foam baseballs. I'm not a big fan of hitting them. So I'll go up there and look what the pitcher, like what his pitches do, but I won't ever swing. There was one game I did. I felt like I was going into the game 0 for 6. Like I was just getting dominated. So it's like, all right, screw this. I'm just gonna watch and see what he's got.
Okay. Yeah, the technology in the game now is crazy. What they can do, like you can literally recreate the pitcher you're about to see. Like in the big leagues, they have these, like you're just talking about, these advanced hitting machines where they can literally pull up like a Aroldis Chapman and get exactly his spin rate, velocity, everything about it, and you can just get reps in before you hit.
Yeah,
it seems kind of unfair almost. I already asked you what your hitting routine was during the winter. What does your throwing routine look like? Are you taking time off, or how often are you throwing?
So I took time off until about Christmas, which is crazy. Like I didn't touch a ball for 2.5.
Pretty foreign for
3 months.
you, considering you're used to like fall baseball. And
yes, and so I still hit pretty much through the off season. I took about a month off of that. Played a lot of golf.
Okay,
just for fun.
Sure.
Compete in a different way. But
I mean, you're still rotating. There's a lot of similarities in that too.
Yes.
You know.
So, I So throwing routine, I kind of started up around Christmas time now, and I kind of hit it hard, like 3, 4, 5 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
I threw the bases last week. We're kind of working into some long toss and some other things. So it's been good getting back into it. I've been catching since November.
Okay.
November, 3, 4, 5 times a week.
Are you thinking like, I don't know what your arm strength is. Are you thinking I want to get my arm strength stronger, or are you happy with where it is?
Of course, I mean, you can never get your arm too strong to an extent. I want to be able to maintain it and always feel ready to go the next day. If I threw so much one day right now, that does no good for me the next day. Now it's like, all right, how can I be good to go the next day? Simulating a season.
Makes sense. How do you break in a glove, conditioner, any of that stuff? Do you have any like special things that you do, or how do you like to? What's your process?
So for a while, I was just playing catch with it. Play catch with it. Don't squeeze it until it naturally squeezes. Now I've been,
because you feel like you can mess up the shape of it.
The shape of it, like create bubbles in it and stuff like that. So I talked to one of my buddies in AAA. He's with the Giants now, at some major league time, and he goes, boil some water, hold your glove over steam. Like you see in like the Shields and the Dick's steamers, and it's not like that where I only put the steam on the pocket of the glove and it expands the leather. So I condition after that, make the leather stronger. So it's basically a cycle of that, and then I'll put a softball and a baseball in it, close it, and I'll put it under my bed and sleep on it at night.
What kind of conditioner are you using, or oil or anything? What do you got?
It's called the Ball Player's Balm.
Okay.
So
you like that?
Nothing crazy, yeah. A buddy of mine gave it to me, so yeah.
Cool. Did you look up to anyone locally coming up?
I think Mitch Trees was up there.
Yeah.
I looked up to Trevor Mender and Damian Pierce.
Sure, yeah, they were studs.
That 16 run.
Yeah.
That's what, like, buddy, Luke.
Is Trevor still playing?
Yeah, he's playing indie ball.
Indie ball, right?
Indie ball,
yeah.
So, yeah, he's a grinder. Like Luke Flessner and I in middle school, he was on the state run with me. Like, we would go watch those games in middle school and be like, that's us.
I want to do that someday.
We want to do that.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like the inspiration, and but yeah, I emulated a ton of guys. I looked up to a ton of local guys, like going to the logger camps, O'Malley, Aper, like, oh dang, like these guys are awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah,
that's so cool. Was there anyone that you really enjoyed competing against locally coming up?
I gotta say Ananachi.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I was blown away that you guys didn't play together until Heartland, really, right?
No, not one time.
That's crazy.
Not one time.
You would have thought you would ended up on some sort of a team.
Yeah. Like we played Griffin 3 times. We had 5 losses my senior year. 3 of them were to Griffin.
Really?
Well, Ananachi had a walk-off against me pitching.
And he was nuts in high school, too, wasn't he? Player of the year?
Player of the year.
Yeah.
Like, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he was probably my favorite. And like I said, you hate playing against him, but you love playing with him.
Yeah.
But it was just so fun playing against him.
Intro music. What have you used? Why?
So, walk-up song?
Yeah.
So, I got my one this year. This is probably my favorite one. Is "Bury My Bones" Whiskey Myers.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not a big rap guy. Like in the weight room, it's cool. It pumps you up a little bit. But
sure.
I'm a lot more into country, alternative, and I love some good classical rock and stuff like that. But I've never been like a big I've always had to calm myself down rather than pump myself up.
Me too.
So yeah, country's the way to go.
If there was, this is a weird question. If every time you walked into a room, music played, what would you want it to be?
Zach Bryan.
Zach Bryan?
Zach Bryan. I love Zach Bryan.
Okay, cool. Who's the funniest teammate you ever had?
Oh, I've had so many fun teammates that have done dumb stuff and laughed a ton. There was, J.J. Tylicki. He was a pitcher at Kansas. He's at Youngstown State now. He was my roommate. He was just kind of like that goofy, there was never he would be so serious one moment.
Is he lefty?
Righty.
Oh, really? Okay.
Up to 99, 100, crazy stuff. But an even better dude, took care of himself. But he would make jokes and laugh and call you all these funny things, and it would all be out of it was never out of ill intention, and you knew it.
Yeah.
And that was probably the funniest part.
But it was good spirited.
It was good spirited, and he'll still text me just random stuff he made these incredible burgers, and he gave me the nickname Benny Burgers. Benny Burger. I love to eat. I was still putting on weight. I love to eat.
Benny Burgers.
And he would call me a fatty. He would call me all these funny things. And I never once was man, screw this guy. Like this, that hurt my feelings.
Right.
It was like, man, like look at this. I'd throw it back at him. Like it was probably the most fun time.
Benny Burgers.
Benny
I like
Burgers,
that, dude.
yep.
Most talented teammate of all time.
Nachi.
Yeah, I'm
Anna
about to say,
Nachi.
you gotta
It's
be,
not,
right?
It's not even close.
Not close?
No.
Man, yeah, it was cool to see him. You always wonder what guys are going to do when they go from JUCO to D1 or JUCO to pro ball. And he just went out to Coastal, one of the top programs around, just tore it up.
Yeah.
No big deal.
No big deal.
Yeah, just unreal bat to ball skills.
Stupid.
Jeez. Yeah, cool. Craziest teammate of all time. Or wildest, not like crazy in a bad way,
Yeah. Probably when I think of like craziest, I'm thinking of like work ethic. Cy Cox.
Sure.
So Cy Cox moved to Rochester senior year, went to UCF at a high school, kicked back to Heartland. Now he's at Campbell playing.
Okay.
Stud.
Yeah.
Lost 40 pounds at Heartland. Was doing 75 hard in season.
Oh, jeez.
He wakes up. Me and him have like the whoops, right? Like we track each other.
Yeah.
Like he rucks 3, 4, 5 miles a day. Like it's unbelievable. Like he'd wake up at 4 a.m., go walk the stairs at the corn crib, walk to weights, a 2-mile walk to weights at 5:30 a.m.
Wow.
Lift the most weight. Just the craziest, like hardest human being.
Cool.
Like bought into Goggins and
Really?
Embodies it. Loves it.
Embodies that. Love that. What's the nastiest stuff that you've ever caught?
It's a great question. Great question. James Norwood, he was a big leaguer for the Cubs for a while. That was like that COVID year where I was catching a bunch of big leaguers.
Yeah.
Like he had a 92-mile-per-hour splitter.
Oh, gosh.
The fastball was running up to 100, 102.
Yeah.
Just unreal stuff. And as a 16-year-old, I'm like, what in the world? Like I couldn't fathom. Like I was catching, but I couldn't fathom what the ball was doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and then I go like, yeah, that was probably the nastiest stuff I've seen.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, what a cool experience for you to get that, to see like pro level at high school, like be involved in it.
Yeah.
So neat. Most fun year in baseball. Why?
Most fun year? Oh my gosh, I've had so many fun years. I would say either it's a tie between 2021 Springfield High and 2023 Heartland senior and then sophomore year. And it wasn't even the baseball; it was just the guys. Like, we have reunions all the time. We talk all the time. We have all these guys come back, and we'll go out for drinks and just hang out and just reminisce.
Yeah.
And it's still 4 or 5 years later. Like we're like, man, like that was the best time of our lives.
Yeah. Well, you guys bonded over something really special. I hope that. I imagine that's the type of relationship that lasts a lifetime.
100%.
Kind of stuff, and you bond over something like that.
100%.
So cool. Did you have any pregame rituals or superstitions or anything like that?
I wouldn't say I'm not very superstitious. Like there's a few things. Like I always got to double knot my cleats and tie the loop through. Through. So like no like loops are hanging out.
What happens if you don't do it?
I just it's something.
You don't want to find out?
No. It's just something I picked up, and like my biggest fear is like tripping over my own shoelace. Before every at bat, I draw a cross, just kind of like symbolizing something bigger than me.
Sure.
And then pregame, like I literally always try and find like a quiet space, either read a book, take a nap, lay down, do nothing for a while.
They get your mind in a good place.
Calm before the storm. Yeah.
Do you meditate?
I meditate a ton. I love it.
I'm a big meditator too. What's your technique? How do you?
And it's nothing crazy. Like it's literally, I'll sit down in a room with a red light. I will sit down and crisscross, and I'll just try and open up my lungs as best as I can. I'll just put myself in.
Just focus on your breath?
Focus on my breath.
Yeah.
And I've listened to a lot of podcasts and stuff like Huberman Lab and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
me too.
I'll sit in a squat, and I have pretty tight hips. I'll sit in a squat, and I'll just breathe. I'll just feel my body loosen. And I'll just do different things that like put myself in an uncomfortable position.
Yeah.
And another thing, like I'll sit in the ice bath. I hate the ice bath. I do it every day, but I hate it.
You have one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have like a trough behind my house.
Yeah.
But I'll literally try and meditate in there, and I'll notice like my heart rate's the lowest
really
in 32-degree water, because like you're focused so much on your breath, and you're surviving, and you're just trying to slow your body down. So
what do you do if a thought creeps in while you're meditating? You just let it go, or try to? Or
I try and let it go. I'm literally just trying to focus on breath. Like there's times like stressful times, school, stuff like that. So there's like, I don't know. I haven't really figured out like exactly. I just keep trying to breathe.
When did you start meditating?
Probably within the last 2 years.
Good for
Probably
you.
at Heartland.
Yeah.
Heartland, I really started diving into it. But
Good
this
for you.
year, I really tried to I've been taking it a lot more serious.
Meditation is huge in my life, too. How long do you sit for?
I don't really keep a timer.
You don't? Really?
I
Interesting.
I don't keep a timer because I don't want to think about how much time do I have left.
Yeah.
I just want to be present in that moment and where I'm at now.
Oh, present in the moment.
Yes.
Now, there we go. Now you're
Yes.
talking my language, buddy. That's really awesome. And awesome to hear that at your age you're into all these things that are going to benefit you for the rest. Even if when baseball ends, a lot of these things that you've talked about are just going to be so beneficial for just being a good person.
Yeah, I
You know?
love it.
That's so
I love
cool,
it.
man. I couldn't be more impressed with you. All right, what's some of the best advice you've ever gotten in baseball? Followed by the worst.
Ooh, the best advice is to be yourself.
Uh-huh.
I think we've always talked about how somebody always wants to have a tab on you and somebody always wants to tell you to do this, something like that. So I think be yourself, and this works in my mind. Razzo instilled this one in me, is prove people wrong. There's always going to be somebody that's going to tell you one way or the other. Like there was times, backstory on that, my sophomore year, he laminated copies of the whole team of something negative somebody said about me or everyone and the whole team. Like the MWAC's up for grabs this year. This team's a bunch of showcase players. They choked last year. They're going to do it again this year. We hung it up in our locker room, and then he gave me a sheet that says this kid can't hit at the Division I level.
Oh wow!
Not a Power 5 player.
Really?
I still have it hanging up in my bathroom because
That's awesome.
he just instilled that in me. And it's not a hatred thing. I don't thank you to the person that said it.
It's motivating.
He never said it. But we sat in a room with the whole team and we shared these things together.
Mm-hmm.
These are our vulnerable spots. These are where we're at our lowest. But we're there for each other. It creates an emotional bond. It creates so many of these feelings to prove people wrong.
Man, it sounds like Coach Razzo has created a really cool atmosphere and culture out there.
100%.
I'm impressed just by all the things that I'm hearing here.
Yeah.
So cool, man. Do you have a worst advice you've got? You don't have to name the person. If we don't want to. We don't have to get negative here. But have you gotten some bad advice?
I would say the worst advice probably was in the last year. It was like, hey, just ride this pro ball thing out. Just take another day. Like if you get released tomorrow, you get released tomorrow. It was one of those things where like, oh man, that was kind of degrading a little bit. Like,
yeah, you don't want to think like that.
No. So
right.
I'm always trying to be like a positive person, like positive outlook. So I think that was probably the worst. I can't think of anything else really.
Okay, I like that. Did I already ask this? Maybe, but this is a little more like focused. At what age was pro ball the goal, and when did you feel like it was attainable?
I think I've always had the dream of it, like as a kid. Like I love
9-10-year-old. You're like, I want to play pro
9-10-year-olds.
ball.
I want to play professional baseball.
Yep.
When I thought it was attainable was that COVID year, when it was like, oh, I'm catching these pro arms and I'm getting noticed, and schools are reaching out. I'm like, all right, like let's do this.
That's awesome.
But never as a 12U player, like I was hitting the bottom of the order. Like I was never like that top end player. Like everybody would tell you that.
Yeah, Steiny said you batted 8th in the state championship game.
There's some backstory, but yeah.
Okay.
I didn't play until
you were hurt, right?
I subluxed my shoulder.
Yeah.
A month before my first game back was the super sectional.
Right.
So I literally couldn't move my left arm, couldn't hit. I was hitting 310 before the state championship day, and then I hit 350 to end the year. So it was, it was surreal.
That's so cool. Tell me about building arm strength and your thoughts on long toss.
I love long toss. I really do. I think it can be overused. It can be kind of personal to the player. Like I'll do it to warm up with my pitcher. I love seeing ball flight, spin, stuff like that. But arm strength is something that I've worked for. Like it's something that doesn't just come natural. Yeah, you have your natural throwers, you have your stuff like people who just have natural like strong arms, but at the same time I've always been able to kind of prioritize that. I have an arm care routine I do before throwing. Yeah. But yeah,
what is it?
It's honestly just a simple band series.
Okay.
It's not the most strenuous bands. It's honestly takes 2 minutes, gets your shoulder feeling right, and I haven't had arm issues.
Have you done any of the weighted ball stuff?
I'm okay with it. Okay. I'm okay with it. I've done a few of it. I'm kind of a more lead elbow thrower guy, so it puts a lot of strain on it. And as a catcher, like I don't need
more,
that. So Yeah.
Tell me about actually on the long toss. How do you long toss specifically? Like, what do you prefer? Some people do it a little differently than others. You know?
Yeah. So whenever I long toss, it's kind of always with the pitcher warming up before the game.
Okay.
I'll do sometimes now. Like I won't go past 250 feet.
Okay.
That's really it. And whenever I do that, I try to put as much loft under the ball as I can.
Okay.
And then once he gets out to that top, like however far we're going, that's when I'll start putting it back on a line, backspin. I'm more about spinning the ball. Like as a catcher, like if I start cutting, sinking balls, like there's no reason for me to be doing that. So it's all about creating that backspin.
That makes sense. Tell me about building bat speed. Do you think is that something that you ever focused on or thought of, or there's all kind of like contrast bats out there, like heavy bats, light bats, programs. Is that something that you think of?
It's never in the box or while swinging. I do a ton of med balls. We have a great med ball series that we do, throwing them against the wall,
sure,
hard as you can, putting yourself in different positions to be able to be explosive.
Right, rotationally.
Yeah. But at Kansas, we did a lot of like heavy bat, heavy long bat, like 37-37 bat.
Yeah.
And then we'd go like 34-20 bat. Contrast between like overload, underload.
You think that was helpful?
I did. Okay. I really do like it. I still do a little bit to this day. But I never think of bat speed.
Okay.
I think honestly, my swing's my swing.
Yeah.
The Rangers did like an analysis the other day of like bat speed, and mine's probably right past like the 55% style of like all MLB too.
Okay.
So it's like, all right, that's not something like it'd be great to have more, but it's not something.
You're not deficient.
No.
Right.
No.
Do you use a weighted bat or donut in the batter's box or anything?
Donut, just kind of swinging around my head a few times. I never like really try and take swings with it.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, cool. Talk to me about the importance of your versatility defensive wise.
I think it just provides more value. I mean, the Rangers didn't draft a first baseman in the last 3 years. So I get to low A, and they're like, hey, can you play somewhere else? Yeah, I play first, and I play third. I'll play second. Start taking reps there, and my first pro game was I caught the first pro game. The second one, I played first for 3 straight games. I'm like, all right, let's do it. So I think but that's something that's done my whole life. I pitched, I played short, played center field, like I played first, like just the versatility. It allows you to see different perspectives, allows you just to see the game in different ways.
Yeah, well said, well said. 1 second here. Okay. I love this question. Advice for a young kid falling in love with the game who wants to play pro ball. I know it's kind of broad, but like if there's anything that just jumps out to you, like.
Yeah. You know you best. I think a lot of coaches want to tell you what to do. A lot of parents want to tell you what to do. Like, my dad was very good. He never forced baseball upon me.
Yeah.
Never one time where he's like, hey, we need to go hit today. We need to throw today. It was all under my own conscience. It's all under my own brain. So I think for me that helped me because it created a desire. It created like this urgency of myself that I wanted to become the best baseball player I can. So I'd say for the best advice is if you're going to do something, do it with your whole heart. So I don't my parents always taught me, like, don't never do something 50%. You're either going to do it or you're not going to do it, and do it to the best of your ability.
I love that, dude. Amongst your most successful teammates, what stands out habit-wise about them?
Habit-wise, I think there's a broad range of, like, different habits people do, different kind of cliques that people have, different people they're friends with. I think the one thing that makes people successful is when to turn it on. Some guys...
Ooh.
So in pro ball, I see it a lot different. A lot of different guys like will just be talking around, playing cards in the locker room before the game, like really. But in their mind, they're just relaxed before the game. Yeah. Some guys need to go punch a wall and have somebody slap their back before they throw. And so it's understanding when do I flip that switch of okay, now it's time to go.
Oh man,
that's probably the biggest successful point of like. I remember Ananacci before every Heartland game would sit with AirPods in the back of his locker and just kind of just close his eyes and visualize. I don't know what he was doing. I never asked, but I knew that guy was locked in.
Yeah.
So there's different ways about it.
What's your moment of locking? Because you said you like to take some time to chill out, maybe take a nap.
Yeah.
Is it after that when you feel like it's like I'm locked in now, or
it's pretty much after that. It's kind of during my like warm up, like getting a routine was crucial this year and like understanding who I am and. Kind of locking in was crushing an energy drink and, just kind of getting in that mindset of, all right, it's war. It is war. There's no ways around it. So,
are you able to laugh during a game, or is it pretty serious?
Oh yeah,
you can laugh and have fun.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
I love messing around with umpires and hitters and stuff like that.
So it's not all serious, completely
No.
Gotcha. What kind of energy drink are you slamming?
Well, the MLB has rules about it now.
Oh yeah.
So we can only drink Red Bull, C4, and accelerators.
That's it.
So that's it.
So what do you choose out of those three?
I rotate them. I like the accelerators right now.
Accelerators? All right. What are you most proud of thus far in your career?
I'm most proud of the relationships I've made and just the people I've been in touch with and met. I think I don't ever want to quantify my success or quantify my career on what I did. Yes, winning a natty is cool.
Yeah.
Winning a state championship is cool. Being drafted is cool. But it's being the understanding who I've met. It's those kind of things of watching those guys be successful and watching them go about their lives. I think that's probably the best part. But yeah, I think that's probably the best.
I love that. Do you ever get recognized around here when you're out and about?
There's a few times.
Yeah.
There's a few times.
What's that like?
It's fine.
Yeah.
I love when people come up and say hi and when you report and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I never want to seem above someone. That's kind of the main thing of I'm still just a regular dude. I eat the same food as everyone else. It's just life.
Speaking of, what is your diet like? Do you follow any specific kind of thing?
I wouldn't say a specific kind of thing. I've been big into the processed foods. I don't eat any processed foods really. Mm-hmm. So everything I try and eat is natural. A lot of it is a lot of water. I drink almost 2 gallons of water a day. Mm-hmm. Take creatine, magnesium. But yeah, it's a never-ending battle of I have a weird allergy. I'm allergic to fruits and some vegetables.
My wife is allergic to fruits.
Yes.
I've never met anyone else that's allergic to fruit. That is so weird.
So I'll start salivating. My throat will get itchy. I cannot eat fruit. So that takes so much out of it.
When did that start?
Since
you were a kid?
So salad. Yeah. It was kind of in high school and in college I kind of realized I never really liked it to begin with.
Yeah.
And now I realize because it's your body's reacting. It's saying no.
Right.
So it's all right. Now I'm eating basically almost a red meat diet.
Yeah.
I basically carnivore, but I try and get my carbs in there and get some energy. But
what's your carb source?
I mean, I'll do a lot of things. I love bagels. But I try and there's an app I have on my phone that lists the quality of nutrients in it. I try and stay away from dyes and try and stay away from different. But yeah.
Okay, that makes sense to me. Pimping home runs, yay or nay?
Depends on the moment.
Yeah, there we go.
Depends on the moment.
Thank you. The first guy that hasn't just been nay. I'm going to be honest. I might be 40 or whatever, but I feel very new school into how I see the game. So I'm for celebrations at times. But sorry, go ahead.
I think if it's directed towards another team, no go.
Right.
No go. I think if it's to pump up your team, if it's the Game 7 of the World Series and Rhys Hoskins bat slamming against I forget who they're playing, but the Phillies. He hit a massive homer, a go-ahead homer, and slams his bat. Yeah, it's towards his team. He's hyping his team up. Yeah. But I think there's a time and place. If it's a Sunday day game and you're down 14-3 and you just hit a homer because you hit a bomb, whatever. Start running, dude. I think it's one of those things that can be taken out of context, but yeah.
My I don't know why I feel like sharing this because you're a Springfield guy and we know Steinworth, but my first time ever trying to pimp one was in high school. And it was a Southeast, and I thought I got it, and I Cadillac it, just feeling myself going down to first, and then I hear ching, 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 hit off the top of the fence, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go. So I, get on my horse, and I get thrown out trying to get a triple, and safe to say that was the ass chewing of my life, and I did not play the rest of the game after that.
I could see that.
I learned my lesson.
Yeah.
Savannah Bananas, yay or nay?
I think it's great for baseball.
Okay.
Not sure if I got the moves in my hips for that one, but I don't think I would ever do it.
Yeah.
But I think it's great for the young kids to see that and for communities and families. And what they did with Clemson this year was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw that. I was played a game against Clemson, and it was really cool and fun to watch. And I even got a few buddies on the team that said it was awesome. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Did you have a welcome to pro ball moment?
Yeah, so I get to the clubhouse, and I'm like walking around, and I'm like, hey, what time's stretch? And they're like, you stretch whenever you're ready. It's your career, bro. And it was it's your career, bro.
It's your
that
career,
really
bro.
got me.
Shit, that's
so
cool.
I hear that all the time where it's like, it's your career. Like, you make it with it what you want. Like, you don't have to. Like, they'll never tell you to, like, you have to do something. That's encouraged.
Yeah.
But it's like,
you're on your own schedule. It's no longer like, I'm sure Kansas was like, you stretch from this time to this time.
Yes.
Then you're running, like high knees and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't say there is a structure to it, but it's like, if you want to stretch before, if you want to go to the trainer before, like, it's your career.
Yeah.
Like, you do you.
That's cool. What did you feel like you needed to improve most on this winter after your first kind of taste of pro ball?
I think understanding myself as a hitter more, and honestly just developing as a catcher. Like, I didn't catch that much last year, like at Kansas and stuff like that. So it's just getting those reps and taking care of my mind. Like, it's a long season. Like, they said the physical aspect of playing professional baseball is hard. Like, the mental side's harder. So being able to show up every day, like, it starts right now where, like, I'm taking care of my body, I'm taking care of my mind. But yeah,
I love that. We only got a couple left, man. I feel like you just got here.
I know.
I'm having a blast.
It's been great.
Yeah, this has been so fun. What do you do during the season to get away from the game and clear your head?
I'll play golf.
During the season?
Oh, I'll play off-day golf.
Okay.
Off-day golf. In the season, my dad gave me a hammock, and I'll go up in a hammock between two trees, read a book, be still.
Yeah.
If it's before a game or something like that. I'm still finishing my degree right now, so that's taking up some time. And
okay. You're working on that in the off season?
Yeah, so
cool.
I'll finish up in May.
Nice.
I took classes all through last year, and so that's keeping me busy. But honestly, I don't want to think of myself as a baseball player all the time. Like, I'm a person way outside this game. Like,
oh, that's awesome to have perspective like that, dude.
It's not, what I do during the game does not nearly equate to the person I am. I never want to think that. So I try and do as much as I can. Like, I'll go for walks. I've been on the rucking grind. I'll throw on a rucksack and go walk a little bit. And but man, it's spending time with friends, playing cards, hanging out, play video games. Yeah,
I love that. So our last question: are there any coaches, people from your journey that deserve a shout out that we haven't spoke on yet, recognition wise or anything like that?
I like to thank my parents. I mean, they gave me every opportunity to be successful, and I'd like to think I made the most of it, made them proud, and I think my little brother. My little brother has been. I look up to my little brother. He never had it easy as a kid. I probably gave him a little bit more crap than I should have as a kid. Like, he went through some hard times. Like, he's swinging a stick against a tree, cut his eye open. He's still trying to play baseball with a damaged retina. Like, it's
really,
but like. Then he goes and plays 4 different instruments, super successful. So I think I want to shout him out that he is the most, like, resilient kid I've ever met. Taking 18 credit hours right now at U of I, crushing it. And so I think that's really special for me. I think just my whole family, grandparents, aunts, uncles, like my support system is.
I'm glad you said that. It really does take a huge support system to make it in baseball.
It does.
You need it.
It does.
A village, you know?
They show up. Like, they're going out to spring training for, like, 8-9 days.
Oh,
and
cool.
it's like, all right, like, I'm 1,300 miles away. It's been fantastic. But, I want to shout out, like, man, like, the 4 people you interviewed today. Those were very crucial people in my career. But I want to shout out all my teammates. Like, those guys made me who I am, and I hope I made as much as an impact on them as they did on me. But those people are very special to me. They make Ben Hartl. And
all right.
I got to shout out my girlfriend.
Let's go.
She needs to hear that one.
Let's go.
But she's great. And
how long you guys been together?
2 years.
All right. Yeah, man.
But I appreciate everyone. It's been great.
I love that, dude. This has been incredible. Like I said before, like, you and I have never spoken before this. I mean, we texted a few times leading up to this, and I kind of was like, hey, I'm working on it, and thanks for coming on. And this went so much better than I ever could even imagine. Like, your answers were incredible. I really appreciate you giving me time. I hope people will listen to this and hear kind of your process. And, I mean, I could not be more impressed with the person that you are and all these guys, how they talked about you. I hope that was touching for you to hear from these coaches. It's just cool. And I really wish you the best in your career, man. And I hope, like I said, usually this podcast is for people that are done with their career. So maybe, after you've been in the show for 10, 20 years or whatever, we can revisit this someday. But best of luck in your career. Best of luck in spring training coming up. I'm a Ben Hartl fan. Maybe someday when you get a bat contract, I can get a Ben Hartl bat.
We can make that work.
I've been collecting bats from guys that have come on the show. So thank you again for your time, brother. Thank you, everyone out there that is listening. Thank you for all the sponsors that have contributing to the show. We give money back to the community and to charity. This has been awesome. I've had the best time here with Ben Hartl. Friends now. Ben Hartl and I are boys now. So best of luck again for this season. And post-game spread, we're out of here. You got anything else?
No, just thank you a ton. It's been great to reflect.
Yeah, this has been awesome. So we're out of here. Thank you so much. Boom. Yeah, this has been awesome. So we're